G'day guys, how are we going? Look, I've just been out in the high country, I've been camping out around La Cola here for a couple of days, and just before I head home, I thought I'd show you all the layout of the cooking gear that I use when I do go camping, because I do get asked, you know, sometimes about some of the layups and setups that people see through my photos and videos and that sort of thing. So I thought, well, let's make a video, I'll lay it all out, and then you guys can see exactly what I use. So I'll start at the top here, and look, I've got the old gas stove here, you know, gas bottle there, and you know, and 3-burner gas stove there, but to be really honest, I very rarely ever use it. The only time I'll ever use gas to cook on is if, you know, it's too wet or raining, whatever, and we can't get a campfire going. That is about the only time I ever use gas, even during those warmer months, you know, January, February, March and April, those sort of things. Very rarely I even carry it with me. I don't even use it. So, so start up the top here. This is absolute game changer. This is a fantastic bit of kit. This is this wrought iron cook set that was made by, you know, a blacksmith out the back of Bright there. And all it is that just sticks in there. Bang that in, and you bang that in the ground, and then you put your fry pan or your billies on top of it. You know, even this smaller one, while my bacon eggs is going away in my nice big cast iron fry pan here, I'll generally have toast going on top of that smaller one. Just cook straight on top. Tastes absolutely fantastic. You can't beat the flavours of, you know, the campfire going through your food. So that's sort of my breakfast sort of setup. But some of these will certainly double up for other meals as well. And then the old egg flips, well, again, old habits, they die hard. This is my bricklaying trowel, the last one that I had before I closed down my bricklaying business some 10, 12, 13 years ago. And I thought, well, I just can't chuck this away. So it's all certainly well worn, it's had a lot of use. I just cut the point off it. Still got a bit of brickies mortar underneath, but no, that doesn't matter. But it makes an absolutely fantastic egg flip, and it's just good old memories, because I had a great time in the old building trade. And then this one here, well, I can't chuck him out either. And this one I made back in secondary school when I was about sort of 14, 15. It's even pop riveted together, so there's no welds on it. And just fantastic bit of gear, you know. Great memories with that one too, just can't chuck him away. And then we start off, you know, with these couple here. They're good old Jaffa irons. Well, you know, there's not much. This one here's been coming around with me. This one's probably about 20-year-old too. This is an absolute fantastic bit of kit. So I keep using that. And, you know, it's just whatever your imagination wants to, you know, whatever you come up with, to what you put in your Jaffa irons for your toasted sandwiches and that sort of stuff. And then I move into the middle here. Now this is sort of my lunchtime on the road, you know, on the tracks. I use this gear a fair bit. The old jet ball fitting, and these are fantastic. They boil up, you know, the water for a cuppa or cook up a stew or whatever very, very quickly. So that one just sits on top there like so, and it just boils up and gets a hot meal going, particularly during the colder months during winter. Absolutely fantastic bit of kit. So definitely take that along. And then we get into some of my items here that I use for dinner. And this is my oven, my home away from oven that I bring out in the bush, the old camp oven. Fair dinkum, you just can't go past taking one of those. Whatever you cook up in your ovens back at home, you can knock up in one of these. These are absolutely fantastic. So again, this one's old. This one's probably about, well, I'd be good 15-year-old. I was well looked after. I keep it all oiled up inside. And then over here, the old billies. Now, again, old habits die hard. So I'm still using, you know, a couple of billies. These things have been with me. These would be probably over 20-year-old too, and I keep them all nicely oiled up inside. Again, you know, when I went through the Cub Scouting movement back over 45 years ago, this is pretty much all we used. This and camp ovens and, you know, and fry pans, and that was it. It was a really simple, basic way of life, and I'm still carrying that through today, because it's just simple and it's easy and it works. So why go and change it? But, you know, the thing is with all this gear, if you're just getting started out camping and, you know, you want to experiment, you don't have to go and spend a lot of money, you know, to get started. You can just start off with some simple gear and slowly build it up until you get to, you know, the stage that you want. But the thing with this, even though there's a fair bit of weight involved with this gear, but all of this gear gets pretty much used every single time. So there's nothing that sits in the back of the patrol there that doesn't get used, and it's sort of just wasted time and wasted space. So I use all this gear, and, you know, I've got my plates and knives and forks and that sort of stuff all in the back there, but this is purely my cook setup, and I do everything on the campfire. As I say, I don't use gas a great deal. So I just love that campfire cooking. It just, the flavors and everything that comes through a campfire, that just can't replicate those same flavors when you try and cook it on your stove or your oven at home. This is just great gear, and I take it everywhere I go. So that's my lineup. I'd be very interested, guys. Let's see some of the items that you've got when you go away camping, some of your simple items or just whatever you've got. But it'd be really interesting to see what other people have got, so then everyone else can see and get some tips and tricks from other people as well. So there you go, guys. That's my cook set. fair chance I might see you out in the high country someday. Good on you guys. Catch you later on.